Hey everybody, it's Jochen Hayden, or Shane, depending on who you want to ask. And today I've got a flight coming up from Ontario to Honolulu. So I'm in the final stages of prepping for that, and we'll be ready to push back in just a couple minutes. I'm going to put some links on all my favorite places here so everybody can watch if they want. I'll go over the flight plan with you real quick. Bring that up. There you go. You can see it on your screen now. So we're going to be using the Pomona 1 departure today out of Ontario. And transition is going to be here at Gorman, and then we're going to take this airway all the way across the Pacific here to Honolulu. At Honolulu, we're going to take the Inouye 1 arrival, which is something like this. Coming in this way. We're going to track towards Uka, and then we're going to swing around for the ILS 8 left. Arrival in ILS into Honolulu. So that's our route. So we'll quickly go over the departure briefing. We're going to use runway 26 right. After takeoff, we're going to fly. Take a look here. Where's the instructions? From runway 26 right, Shafter, and we're using Gorman transition here. So we have a crossing at Pomona at or below 7,000 feet, at or above Buck at 14,000 feet, and then as filed. Our initial altitude for climb today was going to be flight level 340 with a step climb somewhere in here to flight level 360. Let me see if we have that. Yep, top of climb, 34. It doesn't look like we're going to even get up to 3.6. We're kind of heavy today. Let me show you that. So our takeoff weight today is going to be 531.3 thousand pounds. A V1 of 146. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Boom. Turn that off. V1 at 146. Rotation speed at 167 and V2 at 166. So that means our initial climb out speed is going to be 176 for V2 plus 10. Our clean maneuvering speed is 263 knots today, which is kind of heavy, or kind of high. That's in excess of 250 knots for below 10,000 feet. So I'm going to keep the speed at 250 pitch after takeoff, and we're going to keep the slats out until 10,000 feet. Once we're above 10,000 feet, I'll raise the slats, and we can climb out. At, I believe it'll be about 350 pitch. Yep. Alright, I think I'm about ready, so let's go ahead and start closing this thing up and get ready to go here. I've been working on my custom views. I hope you like them today. Oh, you know what? Let's get the AP started here. I got custom views programmed in for everybody. Let me just get my throttle quadrant moved over while we get the AP started here. Forgot to move that over on my desk. That's okay, because we got the AP coming up anyway. So I'm using the Honeycomb Alpha and Bravo setup, and the way it connects to your desk is on with clamps. So I'm tightening up those clamps right now. Alright, check out these other views I got. Left engine, right engine, pilot view, overhead, left window, right window, FMS, FMC, and my radio stack stuff, and center pedestal. Our APU power and electric is available, so we'll go ahead and go to APU power now, and then we can go ahead and tell the ground power unit to be removed. We'll turn on the aux pump. Set the parking brake. And we can remove the wheel chocks. Okay, we should be in taxi configuration now. Let me grab my checklist and we'll go ahead and do our before start checklist and get ready to go. I should also make sure that we have... Good. So our ACARS is actually on today. Kind of what I wanted. I want to make sure I have that on today because they're not going to allow me to keep filing manual PIREPs. Oh, also, I need to get the CTAF frequency for Ontario, which I think is 120.6. CTAF 120.6. Oh, K Ontario. KONT. 120.6. Okay. Let's put that in the radio stack. $120.6. Boom. Weird? What did I do? I think I broke something. Oh, whatever. Checklist doesn't want to work today. Windshield defog. Let's go. Beacon lights on. Engine ignition A today. APU bleed is on. Hold on. I don't know what happened to my Adobe. It's not being nice today. Let me see here. Charts, let's try this again. Iris on, oxygen, check. Let's check our oxygen real quick. Okay, takeoff warning. Okay.
Stabilizer. Brakes. Flat.
Okay, takeoff warning checked. Aux pump on, parking brake set. Windows are closed, doors are closed, beacon lights on, ignition A is on. Okay, I think we're ready for push and start. Let's go ahead and get the tug going here.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Cool. Let's wait down the tow truck. All right, so got the radar pre-programmed and ready. Transponders on. Let's go ahead and turn that to TARA right now, so I don't forget.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, let's go ahead and get ready to push back here.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
That works. Any day now, bud.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay. Parking brake released.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
Okay, clear for engine start, guys. Alright, crew, start in 3. Button out, light on. In 2. Oil pressure. Rotation on N1. Alright, let's go fuel on. Fuel flow, EGT. Button in, light off. And there's our rollback there. Okay. Starting in engine 1. Button out. Light on. N2. Oil pressure. Rotation N1. Fuel on. Fuel flow. EGT. Okay, good start on number 1. Let's go 2. Button out, light on. N2. Oil pressure. And roll back on 1. Fuel on. N2. Correction. Fuel flow and EGT. Button out. Button in. Light off. All right. Looks like we got 3 good starts here.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay. All right. Let's go after start checklist. Anti-ice. It's off. We don't need it today. APU. We're going to do APU bleeds. APU bleed off and then APU stop. One thing I forgot to do is set the altimeters here. So, looking at the weather, 2204, overcast, temperature 16, altimeter 2984. Let's go 2984. 2984. Alright, after start checklist, APU is off. Let's go ahead and do taxi checklist. Flaps. Okay, flaps. Auto brakes, takeoff. Spoiler armed. Stab trim.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you. Okay. Stab trim, takeoff set, 5.1, aircraft nose up. Flight controls check. Let's do that real quick. Okay, elevators. Elevator up, 2 green. Elevator down, 2 green. Aileron left, 2 green. Oh, 3 green. Aileron right, 3 green. Rudder left, 2 green. Rudder right, 2 green. Okay. I think we're ready to taxi. Let's go ahead and call Ontario traffic, let them know we're ready to roll. Ontario traffic, good morning. UPS 2116 heavy. Taxi to 26 right from UPS ramp. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Parking brake. Oh, you know what? I forgot the taxi lights and the runway turn-off lights. So let me make sure I got those. Okay, let's go. Forward thrust. Come on, baby, let's get moving. There we go. We're moving now. Very, very heavy today. We'll use number 2 engine and try to cut the power on 1 and 3. I like these new custom views I got. Let's try this one. Pretty cool. Okay, as we come up on our turn here, I'm going to use a little bit of differential thrust. I'm going to use a little bit extra thrust on engine number 3 to help us in the turn. Okay, and then we'll do a little bit of engine 1 thrust here as we make our turn to the right. A little too much. We'll pull it back a little bit. Okay, we're going to cross 26 left. It's under construction right now at Ontario, so that shouldn't be an issue. Okay. Before takeoff checklist. Let's get the radar turned on. Alright, and we're going to come to a stop here and hold short. Okay, landing lights on, strobe lights on. We're going to hold here. Let's do a departure end check. Looks good. Or departure end there, arrival end. Good. Weather radar is on. Okay, let's do nav armed. Profile armed. Okay, crew, I think we're ready for takeoff here. Let's get moving. Let me call traffic. Ontario traffic, UPS 2116 heavy departing runway 26 right from 101 departure. Alright, let's go. Boy, she does not want a taxi with this weight. Okay, we're going to do a static takeoff here. Okay, green box, let's roll. Look for stabilized. All right, let's go takeoff thrust. Auto flight. Thrust set. Forward stick pressure. Whoa. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Like my auto throttle's didn't clamp or something there. Okay, autopilot engaged. Take a look outside. Oh, a little cloud. You see the cloud layer that we're climbing over? Isn't that cool? That little overcast layer we just passed through. Okay, 215 pitch. Let's go flaps retract. .250 pitch. I'm gonna go manual 250 pitch, so we can stay at 10,000 after takeoff.
Stabilizer motion.
And we're gonna keep the slats out while we climb. Check. Alright, overhead stuff. Let's go ahead and turn off the landing lights, the taxi lights, and the runway turn off lights. Why is that off? Okay. Okay, climbing at 250 pitch, 1,000 to go. So we just crossed Pomona at or below 7,000, so we'll go ahead and take it back up again. And take her up to 14,000 feet. There we go. Alright, let's take a look at the after takeoff checklist here. Alright, after takeoff, gear is up. Flaps and slats, waiting on slats. Auto brakes. Ooh, I can't really get to them right now. Let me see if I can do it like this. Nope, I'll get them in a minute. The autos are blocking the way there. Spoilers disarmed. Okay, at 10,000 feet, we're going to go FMS speed. And we're going to raise the slats. Okay, FMS speed, slats retract. Alright. So, gears up, flaps and slats retracted, spoilers disarmed, auto brakes set off, flap takeoff selector. Ooh, yeah. Set that 15 degrees. EAD is checked, no warnings. Altimeters, waiting on altimeters.
Stabilizer motion.
So pretty down there. Isn't this cloud there really cool? You can see the mountain just barely poking up out of it. The tops there. Ooh, I don't think we're gonna make this crossing restriction. Let's go vertical speed. There's nowhere we're gonna make that. Looks like I kind of screwed up here with my planning. I was supposed to cross Buck at or above 14,000 and we're nowhere near it. Oh well. Clearly we're not going to make Buck at 14,000, so we'll go ahead and take her up to 340 now, and we'll get back on profile. There we go. Take a peek outside. Wow, it's so cool. These are the San Gabriel Mountains, north of Los Angeles. I see these all the time. I live in Southern California, so I'm used to seeing stuff like this, but it's always cool from the air. Isn't that cool? Look at the overcast layers out there. That's really neat. Really digging these new custom views I got. Alright, now we can go over to Unicom. Coming up on transition altitude. And there we go. We'll get the standby as well. 2992. a little bit of porpoising from the autopilot right now. You see the stick kind of oscillating back and forth. I don't think that's turbulence. That might be something having to do with the modifications that I've made to the flight model. So I've been working on this rotate flight model for a while. I'm not super happy with it, so I did some changes to thrust profiles and also the pitch control, because during takeoff and landing, I feel like I've got insufficient amount of elevator to control the aircraft. So I've been working on it, but in order to add some sort of effectiveness to it, I think it's kind of messing with Rotate's autopilot algorithms. So it's overcompensating for the amount of elevator effectiveness that we now have. So it tends to porpoise and hunt the altitude a little tiny bit during climb. So it's a balancing act to try to find enough pitch authority at low speed, but not too much at high speed. So I'm still working on it. So if you see some porpoising, it's probably a result of that. All right, let's take a look at my thrust levers. I like to keep them more or less aligned with where the auto throttle has them set. All right, take a look at the FMS on flight plan. Keep this guy over here on performance. FMS is calculating 35 miles until we hit our top of climb, which will be flight level 340. Okay, got a big turn coming up here at Gorman, and this will start us heading towards our airway out to Hawaii. Watch the turn from out here. This is such a cool view. I love this. Yeah, definitely a little bit of porpoising there. You can see it through the stick. I'll work on that. You can see the beginning of the San Joaquin Valley out here to your off the right wing here. Bakersfield's going to be out in this direction. The 5 freeway, the Grapevine's going to be somewhere over there. Okay, starting to roll wings level here. Still a bit of porpoising. Kind of a lot of porpoising, actually. I need to really work on that. Wow, a lot of porpoising. Yeah, that's too much. I'll fix it.
Altitude.
1,000 to go. Wow, look at the amount of porpoising this thing's doing right now. Some of this does look like turbulence now that I'm looking at it. Okay, we're about to capture the climb here. Autopilot's kind of struggling to get there. There's a lot of wind shift right now off the nose. It's kind of hunting it. Alright, there we go. Now we've captured the altitude. Now we're in our cruise thrust limit. So we are fully established and on course to Hawaii. Got a long way to go. Let's see. Let's take a look at how far we got to go here. Yeah, wow. So estimated time is 1952 Zulu time, and it's 15:06 now. So we're looking at 4 hours and 50 minutes. Let me show you Navigraph so you can take a look at that. So, as you can see, we'll go ahead and get caught up to where we're at right now. We made our left turn at Gorman, and we're picking up the routing to Hawaii, and it's a long flight over the ocean here. 4 hours and 53 minutes estimated time. And unfortunately, we're not going very fast here. Our ground speed's only about 446. We've got a fair amount of wind off the nose. If we take a look at the flight plan here, you can see that our airspeeds, at least initially, our ground speeds are not so hot. Yeah, well, it's not too bad. This is going to be our let's see, our ground speeds here. So a bit of headwind almost all the way there. There's basically headwind all the way there. So well, I think that's about it, guys. I would say takeoff went okay. Had a little issue with the auto throttle, so I know what it was. During the initial takeoff roll, I advanced the throttles, hit auto flight, but normally what I do after that, here, I'll kind of show you. So I advance the throttles, right? I get them kind of close to the takeoff limit, then I hit auto flight, right? And that should set the takeoff thrust. And then after it captures the takeoff thrust, I advance the throttles all the way, just to firewall them, just so they don't get any errant signals. But what I didn't do is, after it captured the auto throttle, is I didn't manually advance the throttles, and I did it once the throttles went into takeoff clamp. So clamp is not actually clamp. Clamp is basically it releases the servos so that if you need to do a rejected takeoff, you could slam the throttles back down, and it releases them so you can go into like reverse thrust if you need to. But when it was in clamp, I actually pushed them further up, and it tried to increase the throttle after the fact, and it was kind of too late for that. So it's an operator error on my end. It had nothing to do with... Uh-oh. I had a little something on TCAS there. other aircraft. Shouldn't be a factor. Anyway, yeah, that was operator error on my part. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign off now. I hope you guys enjoyed the takeoff and climb. I'll fix my procedures so I don't screw up again on the next one. So I'll be going live again here in about 4 hours as we descend and land at Honolulu. It should be a very beautiful approach. So I hope you'll come back and join me. I'll put an upcoming thing on my channel so you guys can follow along and get notified when it starts. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.